Hello, I'm Segun Manuel, and we believe that entrepreneurship is something we must develop in Africa and indeed the developing economies of the world. That is why we have this program called Let's Talk Business on this station. Worth it to watch because we sit down with entrepreneurs and they encourage you on how to develop your own entrepreneurship business. Keep watching Let's Talk Business on this station.
Let's Talk Business showing on the station.
Welcome to Let's Talk Business. My name is Segun Manuel, and on today's episode of the program, we'll be looking at emotional intelligence. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce to you our guest in the house. His name is Lanre Olusola. Lanre Olusola is Nigeria's #1 life coach and is also Nigeria's #1 emotional intelligence expert. Welcome, sir, to the program.
Wow, Shakes, man. Thank you very much. I'm already feeling the energy of worry.
Thank you for coming to Worry and for being in our studios today.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We'll talk about emotional intelligence. Tell us about emotional intelligence. But before you talk about it, I'd like you to also tell us about Olusoala Lanre Coaching Academy.
Wow. Coaching is the latest phenomenon. Globally, every phenomenal achiever that wants to be consistently performing at his peak has a coach. Sure. And so in the last 10 years, we have developed the coaching industry in Nigeria, and we're affiliated with one of Europe's biggest certification bodies, and we teach and we coach people to become professional coaches, and we award UK diplomas in coaching and psychology and some aspects of neuroscience. And so if you want to become a coach, if you want to become a psychologist, you want to become a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner or an emotional intelligence therapist, come to our academy. It's Olusoala Lanre Coaching Academy, and it's in Lagos. It's in Lekki Phase 1. And, we have incredible testimonials. People come and their lives are transformed. So it's not just you coming to the academy to acquire the diploma as a professional. Your life actually becomes transformed within those days that you attend the classes, within the weeks that you attend the classes.
Okay, I guess part of what you do there is emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Tell us about emotional intelligence.
Well, before I talk about emotional intelligence, they say you never walk past a king's palace without giving a king a gift. So this is one of our top-selling CDs. Wow. Emotional intelligence, and is a gift to you.
Thank you very much. This is the first time on Let's Talk Business that we're getting a gift on set.
Wow. So this is just a seed.
Thank you.
And my prayer is that you will get multiples of gifts from this moment.
Amen.
In
Amen. Amen.
Fantastic. So talking about emotional intelligence, one of the richest men in the world for the last 3 decades, Warren Buffett, was being interviewed alongside with Jay-Z, one of the richest musicians in the world. And, they were interviewed by Forbes, and Forbes asked Steve Jobs one of his greatest secrets. And Warren Buffett said that one of his greatest secrets is emotional stability. And that if you really want to succeed in life, if you really want to consistently perform at your peak, you need emotional intelligence. Now, research has it globally that 85% of all success in life is not dependent on your IQ, it's dependent on your EQ. Now, look, even Bible says that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Now, if you think about that scripture, you would understand that you don't think with your heart. You think with your head and you feel with your heart. But what the Bible is teaching us is what they taught us in neuroscience, that every thought, right, that is sustained generates 8 watts of power and energy and transmits that energy to the radius of 8 meters around you. Now, that thought energy transcends a signal to your heart that provokes an emotional energy. that is rated at 4 watts of power and transmitted to the radius of 4 meters around you. So your thought energy, sustained intention, that sends a signal to your heart that generates an emotional energy, right, combines together to create what we call a morphic field that sends signals into your neural system and into your muscles for you to take action. Now, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Once you think it and once you feel it, you will act it out. Now, and I want to use the analogy of a chicken. You take a chicken, you want to cut off a chicken's head. And we know that they say that once you behead anything, there's no more life. Once you disconnect the brain from the body, there's no more life in that animal or that person. So you take a chicken and you about to cut off its head. What the chicken begins to think about is, how can I escape? Now that intention to escape sends a signal to his heart, provokes an emotional energy, and the combination of that thought energy and that emotional energy sends signals into his neural system and into his muscles to escape. So you cut off the chicken's head and you leave the chicken. What does the chicken do?
Still trying to escape.
Still tries to escape. Now, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So what is emotional energy, emotional intelligence? It's a combination of your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and your actions towards achieving your set objectives and your goals. Now, look, action alone, or hard work alone, or knowledge alone, or information alone cannot do it. You need people. Now, people need people. Relationship is a need. Now, emotional intelligence does not only take you into consideration. It takes the awareness of your environment and how you interact with your environment. And mind you, we are all products of our environment. Your environment determines ultimately your behavior. Now, we call a behavior your coping mechanism within that specific environment. And a combination of your environment and how you react or how you cope or your behavior within that environment determines your level of capability or incapability. Now, the combination of your environment, your behavior, and your capability triggers a belief and a value in you. And so your beliefs create your sense of self-image, and your sense of self-image influences your ultimate outcomes or goals in life. So what emotional intelligence does is it helps you become aware of yourself. It makes you become aware of your environment. It makes you become aware of the people within your environment. It makes you understand how to relate with your environment, with yourself, and with the people within your environment, and with things within your environment, so that you can all achieve a common goal. Now, every human being is a goal-seeking machine, and we find fulfillment only when we charge after our goal in an unstoppable manner. Now, the key is for us to know where we're going, is for us to know where we are, is for us to know who we are, and for us to understand the unique dynamics of our thoughts, our emotions, our beliefs, our values, our behaviors, and that of other people, and take that unique dynamic into consideration, what we call our current reality, towards achieving our goal. And that is what emotional intelligence is all about. Now, there's another dynamic in emotional intelligence. It is engaging your subconscious. Now, your subconscious controls 90% of everything that you do. Now, what is your subconscious? It's a combination of your spirit and your soul. Now, we're talking about emotional intelligence as a function of your soul. There's also spiritual intelligence. When you combine spiritual intelligence with emotional intelligence, you become a phenomenal human being. In fact, right, you begin to utilize phenomenal components in your essence and your capabilities, and so you transit from just being a normal human being to a superhuman being. So the key is for you to engage your subconscious, activate the power that lies within you, which is a combination of your spirit and your soul, and mark you 90% of everything you do is activated by your subconscious. And that's why Apostle Paul said that those things I don't want to do, I find myself doing. And those things I want to do, I cannot do. Why? Because the subconscious mind controls everything. And so if you are ignorant of the power of your subconscious, if you are ignorant about your subconscious, it will be impossible for you to do things. Let me apply it to worry people. Worry people are conscious about what they want, right? You know, they know what they don't want, but they don't know how to deal with the subconscious element of it. They don't know how to activate the power that lies within them. They don't know how to get out of the prison that they found themselves in their local environment. There are certain dynamics, there are certain methodologies, there are certain unique steps that you need to take, and you learn it in emotional intelligence.
Wow, as a matter of fact, everyone needs emotional intelligence. Everyone needs to learn about emotional intelligence.
Everybody, you see, relationship is a need. And the truth of the matter is you can never achieve anything by yourself. There is nothing on earth that you can achieve by yourself. You need people. And so emotional intelligence teaches you the ability to interact with people, engage with people, network with people, and by virtue of that relationship, you are able to maximize your potential and achieve anything in life.
Thank you, sir. You heard all about emotional intelligence, but when we come back, we will tell you how emotional intelligence relates to your business. That will be when we return on the other side of Let's Talk Business. Welcome back. We have been talking about emotional intelligence with Nigeria's #1 emotional intelligence expert, Mr. Lanre Olusola. Lanre Olusola has told us a lot about emotional intelligence, but he'll be telling us now how we can relate emotional intelligence to our business. Sir, you said everyone needs emotional intelligence, but I'll ask you to streamline it to business. How do I, as a small or a growing entrepreneur, use emotional intelligence to benefit my business?
You see, the very first thing is, without you, there's no business.
True.
So I say to people, the entrepreneur is the enterprise, and the enterprise is the entrepreneur. Now, you are the critical component, right, that guarantees that that business succeeds as a startup. So emotional intelligence helps you become self-aware. Okay. You are able to answer that question, who am I? And that's not a function of your name. It's not a function of whether you are a Christian. It's not a function of whether you are a doctor. You answer to the question that probes the essence for your existence, your purpose. You are able to clearly identify the reason why you are here. So you ask yourself these following questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What problem was I born to solve? Who has a problem that I'm a solution to? Where are they? What language do they speak? What platform is the best platform to reach them on? And how can I connect with them, develop a relationship with them, and sustain a relationship with them? How can I package myself such that I am valued and not despised? And how do I sustain that? Now, emotional intelligence helps you understand that level of self-awareness. Now, emotional intelligence, beyond that, helps you recognize, the level of interaction that is required between you and somebody else. Which means that, you connect with someone, you add value to them, and so you become indispensable, right? Now, you have understood yourself, you have understood them, and there's an interaction between both of you. That business is born. And then you sustain that business. When you consistently add value to people, you will become indispensable. Beyond that, you understand the value of empathy, kindness, and compassion. Do you know that kindness, empathy, and compassion releases specific hormones inside you? They call it endorphin, the feel-good hormone. Now, when you master emotional intelligence, when you are around people, people don't want to leave your presence. You become like a drug. Every time they're with you, they release that hormone called endorphins. And so their bodies and their subconscious is constantly seeking you out, such that every time they're around you, they feel good. And who doesn't want to feel good? Everybody wants to feel good. You need to understand how to release those hormones in people. For your spouse, when you're in a relationship, or your wife or your husband, for your customers, that is the ultimate guarantee of customer loyalty. You want your customer to stay with you, you need to understand the science and the art of emotional intelligence. And so now you know who you are, you know what solution you are born to be, you know who your customer is, you know how to connect with him, right? And you know how to release the endorphins in them. Now, the next thing is, you would always go through ups and downs, especially in this country, Nigeria. Now, people go through seemingly difficult, provocative situations. And emotional intelligence teaches you how to remain constant, how to persevere, and how to grow in patience. Because any small difficulty, any small challenge can destroy you. And so you learn perseverance, you learn persistence. We call persistence the genius of success. Now, not a lot of people can persist. Not a lot of people have the spirit of doggedness, and you need doggedness. But you see, it is not just doggedness to hit your head on the wall. It is doggedness to receive the master key, to open the key, to open that door so that you can go through. A lot of people are looking for breakthrough. Would you rather break through a wall or get a master key to open the door, go in, take the treasure you need, lock it, so that you can always come back to that protected treasure? Emotional intelligence is one of the key components that allows that to happen. Now, beyond all of that is also being resolute. Is also mastering the ability to develop relationships. Is also being aware of the needs of other people. Now look, every customer has a need. And every time you meet somebody's need, they always come back to you.
That's right.
You know, they call it malomo. Emotional intelligence installs the ability to ensure that your customers keep coming back to you. And so, the question I have is, who does not need emotional intelligence?
Nobody.
Yeah. Emotional intelligence also helps you understand the language, the temperament, the nature, the behaviors of the customer, such that you can connect with them and develop rapport with them. Now, they say that people like themselves. And people cannot resist themselves, neither can they deny themselves. When you create rapport with people, they begin to see you like themselves. You become a mirror and you reflect them. And so they become comfortable with you. You know, they can open up with you and they connect with you at a much deeper level. So again, I ask, who doesn't need emotional intelligence? Because it's the secret of success. And you see, all Ivy League universities, they look out for this component when they are hiring people for their MBA. They look out for these components. It's not about IQ, it's all about looking for the components of emotional intelligence. And when they hire you, they build on those components. No wonder when you graduate from Harvard as an MBA student, you start to earn millions of dollars. Why? Because they have incorporated into you the critical success keys for being consistently performing at your peak. And so when organizations hire you, they know that all the work is already done.
Thank you very much, sir. You just shared a lot about. I think I need to do a training on emotional intelligence. I think.
You know, the beauty about it is you can't be trained to be emotionally intelligent. You can only be coached to be emotionally intelligent.
Oh, that's where life coaching comes in.
That's where life coaching comes in, because you see, your own constitution is different from my own constitution.
Sure.
You were born at a different time. You were born into a different family. You were born into a different geographical location. Your dreams are different. Your purpose is different. You know, your makeup, physical makeup is different. You know, Your aspirations are different. So I cannot give you 10 steps to emotional intelligence. I have to help you fetch out your own path, your own unique dynamics, and it can only come through coaching or psychology. So you can only be coached to be emotionally intelligent. You cannot be taught or trained to be emotionally intelligent.
You heard it all from Lanre Olusola. You can only be coached to become emotionally intelligent. When we come back on the other side of the program, Lanre will be telling you his final words for you as a growing entrepreneur across Africa and from wherever you are watching the program. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the last part of Let's Talk Business.
News, just as you want it, covering all angles as we move all around the world. Follow the flow and there's no news.
Yes, our flow, always on point, on local, national, international, entertainment and sports news. We are second to none. We inform you for greater impact. ABN News.
At this time.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Business. If you are an entrepreneur watching this program and you know that you need to be coached on life and on emotional intelligence, Lanre Olusola will gladly do that for you. Well, we won't tell you how you reach him now until we get to the last part of the program. But before we go, sir, I would like you to look into the camera and talk to young entrepreneurs out there, or people mostly who are stuck in the jobs they do. You have guys who are trained as engineers, who are working in banks, who are stuck there, and that's okay. Let's see what tomorrow will bring. And they want to do business, but they don't know how to do business. They are scared of getting out of where they are. And there is that set also who are just graduated from school, and in the last 10 years they've been waiting to get a job. What's your advice for this?
Man, I've got many things to say to you, and I'm speaking directly to you. You know, they asked Socrates, one of the greatest philosophers of our time, what the three most important things in life are. Socrates answered, he says, 1, know thyself. 2, know thyself. 3, know thyself. And they asked Socrates, why the same answer 3 times? And Socrates says, if you do not know yourself, you can never become yourself. And if you can never become yourself, you can never succeed in life. You know, Bothio says that in all other living creatures, the ignorance of themselves is nature, but in man, it is a vice. Francis Bacon says that it's a sad fate for a man to die, too well known by everyone else, but still unknown to himself. What are we saying? You need to know who you are. So self-discovery is the number 1 thing that you need to do. Secondly, you need to become aware of who you are and how you interact with people, with things, and within your environment. You need to master that as well. So from self-discovery to self-awareness, then to self-mastery. You need to know your strengths, your weaknesses, what you are created for, the gifts and the talents that you were born with. For every man is born with a gift and a talent. You need to develop your gift and talent. You need to accept your gift and talent, and you need to engage it. For your gifts and talent are loaded with the pathway to the king that you were born to serve. And guess what? It is only kings that pay premium. Now, what I find is a lot of people have despised their own gifts. You were born with a gift to write, but you want to sing. You were born with a gift to think, but you want to dance. Leave dancing, leave singing, think and write. Because the gift of a man will create room for him and bring him before kings and not mere men. But I find that gift and talent alone will never take you from here to your destiny. Seest thou a man that is diligent in his business, he will stand before kings and not mere men. Now they say that 2 words and 2 scriptures that come together and confirm each other is the key. We say that that is the cocoa. The first thing is discover your gifts. The second thing is be diligent in its use. See Joseph, learn from Joseph. See Daniel, learn from Daniel. Now, the next thing is, look, after you have discovered yourself, you become aware of your interactions with people, with your environment, and you have discovered your gift and your talent. You have developed it, you have engaged it. Then you need to package it well. Look, packaging is responsible for 93% of all value. When you take pure water and you take Ragolis water, the difference between both of them is packaging. Pure water has water in it. Ragolis has water in it. But why do you pay over 100 naira for Ragolis? It's because of the packaging. Why do you pay 50 naira for 5 naira for pure water? It's because of the packaging. Now, if you do not package yourself, you'll be despised. That's why the Bible says that do not cast your pearl to the swine. Package yourself very well. 93% of your expression is communicated non-verbally, which means that you need to present yourself properly. You need to also ensure that your body language and your tone is speaking in line with your words, because your words only speak 7%. Wherever you go, you must dress the part, you must look the part, because 93% is non-verbal. Don't depend only on what you say. Give expression to your essence, but by all means, let your expression align with your discovery, align with your awareness, align with your mastery. Then we can never emphasize the engagement and the power of the subconscious. Activate your spirit and your soul, for greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So activate the essence of your spirit and your soul. Now, what is that model? It is called a DAMES model. I talked about self-discovery, D. I talked about self-awareness, A. I talked about self-mastery, M. I talked about self-expression, E. And I talked about engaging your subconscious, S. DAMES. That is the secret of success. Anywhere you go in the world, Germany, Alaska, Warri, Abraka, Lagos, if you do not activate that secret, you may never succeed. And so that is the secret that I want to leave you with. DAMES. Discover, aware, mastery, expression, and engage your subconscious.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on the program today. We look forward to having you some other time.
I also look forward to being here as well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for this great opportunity.
Thank you. Welcome, sir. You just heard it all from the Lanre Olusola. Lanre Olusola is the chief coach at the Olusola Lanre Coaching Academy. You can reach him on his website. It's www.olusolalanre.com. You can also check out the Olusola Lanre Coaching Academy online. You see that. You can tweet at him at Lanre Olusola or at The Catalyst.
Yeah, well, the website is www.thecatalyst.ng.com.
Okay, www.thecatalyst.ng.com. If you can tweet at him at Lanre Olusola, if you check out Twitter, you'll find out this handle. Thank you, sir, for coming.
Thank
and
you
I
again.
hope you've learned something about emotional intelligence, and I hope you use it to grow your business. This has been Let's Talk Business with Lanre Olusola. Thank you for watching today's episode of the program. My name is Segun Manuel, and we have been talking business.
One of the advantages of the third world countries is that they are emerging. They are
If you
dynamic.
employ people, what is the minimum wage that people are supposed to be paid for the kind of job they're doing?
Hello, welcome to Let's Talk Business. My name is Segun Manuel, and on Let's Talk Business we look at how to build entrepreneurship, not just in Africa but in the developing nations of the world. I urge you to join us here to watch Let's Talk Business weekdays on this station.
Imagine Africa.